Hello, this is a day in the life. A 16-year-old entrepreneur trying to make a successful business. I have learned something actually recently. I do paid advertising to get customers for my business, and obviously I haven't been very good at my ads. The good thing is I've actually been getting daily leads, and I actually got a few booked calls as well because I changed my VSL more than I'd ever had, so that's a plus. Haven't closed any, unfortunately, but that's fine. What our whole marketing has been is literally like indirect marketing, which isn't a bad marketing, but the thing is that the thing I'm kind of giving them, how do you put it, they're skeptical, right? They're highly skeptical. Their BS meter is through the damn roof, and so I need to cut that down where I don't make them so skeptical about, you know, what we're providing for them. So what I figured was that if we be a little more direct rather than indirect, or like throughout the whole thing, it's more direct, like, yo, you have this problem, I can solve it for you, I have this free training, go watch this free training, okay, do you want to book a call where we can talk about that? It's quite direct. I feel like you have to be direct, especially with business owners, because business owners, they're quite busy. You don't want to beat around a bush and be like, you know, just there's this, and oh, turns out this is what I saw. Oh, it took that long just to know what you sell. So, but yeah, it's funny because what went from having no booked calls at all, from what I was getting loads of clicks and I was getting loads of leads but no booked calls. What took me from that to getting some booked calls was one tweak that I did, and that tweak was simply the VSL. So I was originally doing a webinar. It was an automated webinar where I created this like whole slide deck of like, in this training you're going to learn this, and my goal is to teach you these 4 key stages, and then here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here's the solution. If you want it, go and buy it, or book a call with us, right? That was, I think it was nearly a 20-minute video. I honestly, and by the way, that took me an entire week to make. It took a very long time for me to make that. I had spent so much of my brain power just trying to come up with a webinar, and turns out no one booked a call for it because there was very low conversions. And I was like, this dude told me to do a webinar. He said, break some objections. What's going on? Like, and I think one thing I learned was that people don't really want to sit through long ass videos, 20-minute videos, unless it's live. This wasn't live, it was automated. Dude, imagine if you never, I was an ad, I popped up on your screen, I was like, hey, you want to make money? I have a solution for you. You click it and you don't have a clue who I am, and I give you a 20-minute video to watch. You're probably going to be like, hold on a second, I don't know who you are. Why am I going to sit here watching a 20-minute video from someone I don't know, for one? And it's just boring. They're skeptical, they're like, get to the point. So I changed it, and it was a VSL instead. So we were like, the webinar's not working, let's do a VSL because it's shorter. And we shortened it to, I think, 7 minutes. So it went from 20 minutes all the way to 7 minutes. And we changed it. There wasn't like key stages. It was simply just like, here's this problems, imagine this, what if you could have this, what would it do for you? You're sick of doing this, but you want to do this. Here's what I've done for myself and what I've done for others, and here you go, there's this solution, and if you want it, go and book a call. And it's funny because I got not loads but more booked calls than I was as a 7-minute video. Crazy. It was a lot more better. So I'm not happy with that. And so I guess one thing I learned from that is you have to just get to the point quicker. You can't beat around the bush. And people don't really, if they don't know you, they don't want like big chunks of text, or they don't want just loads of information. I guess they want to get to know you slowly. So it's like, I learned this other thing too when selling high ticket. If you're selling a high ticket thing to someone, that's literally like asking someone to marry you on the first date. Like, yo, you're asking me to do this big ass commitment. I have no clue who you are, right? What we figured is that if we slowly build up more value in the beginning at a lower cost, because that's what I did with my first client, actually. It was kind of by accident, to be honest. We sold him a lower ticket thing, which is a spider, oh my gosh. There was a lower ticket item that he bought. It was literally the Facebook strategy, but put into a mini course. and he bought it for like £30-40, right? And then that same guy, of course it was the biggest service, and I thought to myself, now I'm thinking, I'm like, he went through that thing, he got value from that, and he saw more content, and he bought the bigger thing. So now I'm looking back and I'm thinking to myself, if we give them something that is like of a lower cost in the beginning, maybe they'll feel more likely in the long run to then buy something bigger. So you could do the same thing if you're doing agency services or copywriting services or web design services. I mean, I do offer web design as well. But for example, let's say you are doing like copywriting services, you would give them a free sample. You would do something for free and then be like, I made this email for you because I thought this, and I also made another variation of it if you maybe didn't like that one. If you don't like it, you don't have to. If you want more of it, then we can figure out a plan or whatever it is, and then they can buy it. But that's like short little value. But there's a lot of people running that offer as well. But I think just giving this free value in the beginning at such a low cost entry is, I think it's the key, because that's how I got my first customer. I think Dan Henry said it. He said, so let's say you're on a car ride, you're in your car and you come up with a bump in the road, right? And you're like, what's going on? There's bumps in this road. My tires aren't very good for these bumps and they're going to break. Mechanic comes along and they're like, yo, I'll fix your car so you can get over the bump in the road. He was the first dude and he did it for free. He was like, listen, this road is very, very bumpy. If you want more stuff so that you don't have to break your car in the long run when you're going along this road, then I can do so too. But you'd feel more likely to trust him because he just gave you a nicer service in the beginning. If you get rid of the bump in the road for someone at such a low cost, and they're more likely to let you get rid of more bumps in the road in the future. I hope that makes sense. It's the same thing. For example, you see it with Max Piz, and he does the same thing. He sells a free community, puts always courses in there, gives you all of this free stuff to get you into the free group. And then what he does on the back end is he upsells you on the paid course, which is like everything else. So it's the same thing. You're giving free value in the beginning and then you go to high ticket after. I also learned another thing is that making what you sell has to sound so flipping easy. This is a nugget I put in my free guide, by the way, which is nearly done. I am planning on how I'm gonna give it to you guys, and I need to design it and stuff. But apart from that, this is in my free guide. So it's something called NESB, which I think everyone's probably heard of, but not really taught how to actually implement it. So for example, I was analyzing my ads and I was analyzing the ones that were working really well. And I saw the ones that weren't and the ones that were. So we originally had an ad that was working like really well. It was getting quite a lot of leads. And I realized there was this one trend in it, and it said the NESB. It had new, it had easy, it had safe, and it had big in there. Big claim, no risk, easy to do, and it's completely new. It had the NESB in there, and it had problems, solution, desire. You know, it had all of those key marketing elements in it, and that's why I did so well. And I was thinking, so my ads weren't working, and so we created a new ad that had all of those elements, and that's why I'm getting loads of clicks now, which is an amazing thing. So I guess it's the same thing when you're presenting your offer to someone. You know, make it sound like it's new, it's easy, it's safe to do. You're making big claims to make it sound attractive, and you're solving a problem and your solution and the desire. So including that in your marketing, I think that's what made me get more. So making it sound very, very good is the key. But you know what, I'll update you guys on how everything's gonna go in the future if I actually get some clients soon, which hopefully is the next step, because I've been progressing in each step. Let me know how your journey is going. You can put it in the comments below. Let's all help each other out, why not? And whatever you're struggling with whatever you have, you know, share your wins, your experiences in the comments. And yeah, you know what? I'll see you in my next video.